Okay, so this video may seem out of place on this channel for you, but bear with me. It may even seem overly angry, but bear with me. So Memorial Day is coming up, and before a lot of people go and virtue signal on Facebook, in remembrance, I'm going to take it one step further, okay? I call on you guys not just to remember the soldiers, the police officers, everyone who's died in service to their country, whether it be America, in any country in the UK, Germany, anywhere. Remember, I call on you to remember what they fight for. Okay? What we all should fight for. Like the other day, yet another terrorist attack in Europe. Manchester. More than 20 little girls killed by a suicide bomber. I'm so f***ing sick of this happening all the time. But little girls, and the Independent over in England, you know what they said? The best way for England to recover from this event is to move on. Just forget. Because the thing is, people like me, people like most of us, anyone who wasn't in that arena where Ariana Grande was playing, the people who see this on the news, who see this on Facebook, we have the luxury of forgetting because we weren't there. I have the luxury of forgetting. What about those families who lost people in that explosion? They don't. How did they forget? How did they just move on, Independent? How about the families that have had friends and family members maimed, who've had their limbs blown off? How did they just move on and forget? And it's the same shit over and over again. People die and everyone else forgets. Look what happened in Nice. Look what happened in Paris. St. Petersburg subway bombings. Orlando. San Bernardino. What is it going to take? Okay? People just forget. It's in our nature to forget what is unpleasant to us. I get that. I forget a lot of things. But I can't forget this. Because it pisses me off. Because basically all those people who go out, all those celebrities who virtue signal on Facebook or Twitter and say, my thoughts and prayers. I feel so sorry. No, you don't. Literally all you're saying is, don't forget, but no, look at me, I'm so nice. That's what virtue signaling is, okay? Virtue signaling is saying, like, hey, look at me, I'm a good person, but only when people are watching. If integrity is doing good, even when people aren't watching, those people have no f***ing integrity, alright? I'm sick of it. It's sickening, it's narcissistic, and it's disgusting. That's why I don't use Twitter. Because I try to talk about things that are actually important to me. Things that piss me off like right now. That's why I use Facebook less and less, because every time I go on there, I see less and less to give a single shit about. I'm rarely this angry, alright? This is the response people should be having when over 20 little girls are blown to pieces. People should be angry. Because yes, I'm afraid of Islam, alright? I don't think all Muslims are evil. But I think Islam itself is evil. And yet people keep trying to sweep it under the rug. People say, oh, the Crusades. You really think that something Christians did over 500 years ago, before Christianity was even reformed, before it became more tolerant, peaceful, you think that people doing this 500 years ago is worse than people blowing up a bunch of little girls? What the f*** is wrong with you? In the book Fahrenheit 451, near the end, before I think there's like a bomb goes off in the city, the main character, like, he's fled the city. And he runs into a bunch of these homeless people, like these Romanis, and they're out, and they're each named after a book. They've each taken the name of a book, and they've dedicated the book to memory. Because in the absence of those books all being burned, with all the history being gone, everything being forgotten, they're all that's left. This is all that's left. You have to remember. We have to remember. And St. Augustine said, hope has two beautiful daughters. Anger and courage. Anger at the way things are, and courage to make sure they don't stay the way they are. Yes, I am afraid. I'm sure everyone, and lots of people are afraid of Islam, of the threat of radical Islam. That is why they sweep it all under the rug. But you can do two things with fear. You can let it tie you down and make you susceptible to more threats. Which is what's going to happen now, because everyone's already forgotten. I'm sure even now, probably less than 24 hours later, everyone else is forgotten. But instead, the other thing you can do with your fear is let it galvanize you. Let it make you angry. Let it make you courageous. And honestly, I'm angry. Not just because of what happened, because there's nothing I can do about it other than this. This is why I'm not posting this on Facebook, and this is why I'm not talking on Twitter. I'm doing this because this is more than just virtue signaling, okay? This is a call to action. This is a call to action. That's important. I call upon you to be afraid of Islam, but don't let it stop you. Don't let your fear stop you. Let it galvanize you. Let it make you angry and courageous. Because the fact is, Islam is evil. Look at what happened when people drew a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad. The terrorists went out and shot up the f***ing office and killed all those people for drawing a cartoon. A man in England puts a rasher of bacon on a mosque door handle. Oh, and guess what? He died in prison. He was killed in prison. Prisons that are filled with Islamic radicals. Like I said, this may seem out of place. Normally, I just play video games looking like a f***ing idiot and make decent short films. But I'm also a human being who's sick to the back teeth of people forgetting about this, about people sweeping under the rug, of trying to forget about it. I'm sick of people like those at the Independent saying, the only way we can recover is to move on, forget, until it happens again, which it will. It's like, the fact is, why couldn't this be the reaction of everyone? When little girls are killed, what more is it gonna take? I don't know how many of you out there in my subscribers list, I don't know how many of you are fathers who have a daughter, but those could have been your daughters. Those could have been your daughters at Manchester. Those could have been your family members at Nice. Or the Christmas market attack. Those could have been your gay friends in that nightclub in Orlando. Why couldn't people be more angry? What's it gonna take now? Bombing a freaking maternity ward? They're good. The fact is, these attacks are only gonna happen as long as we allow them. So, this Memorial Day, I call upon you not just to remember the police officers, the soldiers, and the innocents who have died, like in Manchester, Nice, Paris, and Orlando, and California. Not just those who have died, but remember why they died. Remember why the soldiers fought and died. Remember why the policemen fought and died. Remember why the journalists in war-torn zones were getting their heads cut off by ISIS. Remember why those girls were killed. Remember why all those gay people were killed in that nightclub. And let that be what you fight for. Let that be your call to action. Because if innocent civilians die being killed in the name of Islam isn't enough to serve as a call of action for you, I don't know what the f*** can save us. So let these events make you angry. Let them make you angry. Let them make you courageous. And bring hope back.